Hi everyone, I have been Yuiza in the ad and Yuiza in this game tonight. My name is Satan, I go by she or any pronouns, and tonight I will be continuing to play Yuiza. She goes by she, her. Boy, am I excited to see what's coming out tonight.
Yate, I'm Abby, I'm your local indigene, but tonight I'm your Fisscourth, our hooling cleric of keening, and I consent to dying. I sure hope I don't, though.
Hi everybody, I'm Zachary Vaudo. Tonight I'll be playing your blind, wild oracle Domfir Arat Kshizhin, and if memory serves, I'm still a crocodile.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Shen. We both go by he, him. He is a druid barbarian. I am ready to die.
Hey everybody, I'm Sara Roberts. I will be your GM, your dungeon master, and your disaster tour guide for the evening. Now, it's not my intention to kill these characters, but I have warned all the players that they're walking into something a little rough. So let's hop to it, shall we? Last we left off, you were all traversing the labyrinth, and you made it to the center of the labyrinth, killing Kshizhin, the paladin of Shar, who was in charge of protecting this place, it seems. You've rescued Simonetta, and as Arat is continuing to do an alligator death roll in the water with Kshizhin's body, Sulong, you saw Kshizhin laughing, smiling up at you, his final words, saying that Shar's will be done. And then everything around you began to shake.
Well, that's not good. Immediately, Sulong's just gonna let the body fall, turn on his heel, and start, trying to get everyone to leave?
Okay. Diana is very much also keyed in to what's going on, to feeling the tremors underfoot. As is Simonetta, they have found each other and they are starting to move back towards the exit that you all entered from.
Go, go, go!
I imagine I can probably feel these tremors in the water, plus I'm hearing Sulong yell, go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to flop in the water and just propel myself along the water route, because if I remember correctly, this is just a continuous river out the door.
It's a continuous river of the dead.
We got bigger problems to worry about right now.
The dead are now able to make their journey now that the Chimera is no longer there to their final rest. It seems that they have settled. So you are able to make your way, weaving in and out between the dead bodies of adventurers who had come here previously to get back to what is now the start of your next journey in the labyrinth. How do you all begin to navigate your way out of here? We're going to go into a skill check challenge, and we're just going to go around in a circle as you are on my screen, starting with Sulong, then Yuiza, Fisscourth, then Arat. Going clockwise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sulong is running. He is not paying attention to where he is going. If there is a wall in his way, no, there is not. I'm going to try to use athletics checks to shoulder my way through any barrier we come across.
Okay. Go ahead and let's see. Let's make an athletics check. So while RJ is rolling that, for those who are not familiar with the skill check challenge, this is from a previous edition of D&D. All of the players are going to be rolling on their skill list to use their character in a different way than normal. No player can use a skill that was used before their turn. However, I do allow players to cast a spell in order to grant the player that comes after them advantage on their skill check roll, and it has to be a skill check roll. Now, the party has 3 attempts out of 5 to succeed. Let's see how they do. What was your roll, RJ?
It was a 23.
23, that is a success. So what does it look like as you begin to burst your way through these hedges that are almost starting to wilt around you all?
Each time Sulong just shoulder checks into a hedge, more and more of his skin turns scaly and bark-like, and by the end of it, he's just covered in these bark and scale fixtures along his face and body, and it's just a juggernaut plowing through anything that's in his way.
Okay. Fun fact, Juggernaut was my favorite villain in the X-Men cartoon growing up. What's Yuiza doing in this skill check challenge?
She is trying to use acrobatics to bob and weave through places and clear that out of like falling debris for the people behind her.
Okay, go ahead and roll your acrobatics for me.
19.
19, that does pass. Fantastic. Good job. What does it look like as you're bobbing and weaving behind Sulong?
I think as we see like the walls and columns and the architecture start falling, she gets up on certain broken pieces and tries to like push off any falling debris that's coming towards the back and just almost parkouring her way through this like earthquake basically and try to clear the path of anything that Sulon has broken or is falling down for the people behind her.
Okay, fantastic. I love that. Fisscourth. Abby, what's our little bat doing?
Oh, heavens. Well, thankfully, as a creature of the underground, I'm familiar with cave-ins. Perhaps a bit too familiar. I'm going to call upon my survival skills, having lived in caves before, to navigate.
What survival skills exactly would Fisscourth be using in this scenario? Paint us a picture.
In this case, echolocation. She's, instead of just a whole loud scream which might stabilize the stone, it's very precise, small chitters that pinpoint. Here's an opening, here's a falling rock, here's an unstable thing. Feel those cracks with your ears and your voice.
I love that. Go ahead and roll survival.
Oh boy, fingies crossed. 7.
That is the team's first fail. A 7 does not pass. You are attempting to echolocate, but a large chunk of rock dings you right up the side of the head, and you get a little scrambled for a minute. Up next, Arat. Are you still a crocodile?
I am still a crocodile. I cannot use any skill that has previously been used, including the failed ones, and that has been athletics, acrobatics, and survival, right?
You cannot use the skill that was used right before you. So if you wanted to do athletics or acrobatics, that is on the table, but survival is not.
I think I want to use my perception.
Okay.
And I want to use this crocodilian sense of smell to smell the flour that I laid down the entire way here to trail us directly back out to the exit.
Go ahead and roll perception. I like that use.
18 flat.
18. That does make it. Good job. What exactly is it about this flower that you're able to pick up on? Is it a specific type of flower? Is it something that is maybe mixing with the flower that's helping you find it?
I think it's the fact that flour tends to have that, like, I don't know the best way to describe it. It has like not quite like a bleached smell to it, but it has that like cleaner smell to it than pretty much anything else in this entire place, including us, would smell like. So it's going to stand out significantly. So just like snout to the ground, I just start like plowing forward, just carving a line with my snout and my belly as I follow this line.
Well, the good news is that you are absolutely able to do that. And because of that, your team is able to make it out safely, as you did get 3 successes out of 5. So we are going to still continue to do the final 2 skill checks, but y'all are clear for this. So we're back to Sulong. Sulong, what do you do to continue helping your friends get out? As you reach towards the end of this labyrinth, you begin to hear a loud cracking behind you, and you see that there is actually a fissure opening up, and it's coming towards you all as you make your way out, almost right down the center of this space.
Yeah, I'll cast Jump on Yuiza so that she may roll acrobatics at advantage. That's the thought process.
Fantastic. All right. Yuiza, if you would like to roll acrobatics again, this is going to be our final skill check of the skill check challenge.
No pressure.
Go ahead and do that. Have that advantage.
And that is a 17.
17, that does pass. Good job.
I'd like to think that she's still like parkouring, but she's jumping off of a column that's falling, but her jump with the spell on top kind of pushes it away so it doesn't fall on them.
Fantastic. As you do this, you jump and you turn in the air to look back at your party. It's a very like anime-esque moment. Like it's like a slow-mo, like you're just giving them the peace sign as you go by. But as you look past them, you look and you see the same fissure that Sulong did. And you see a figure rising up out of the water that is mixing with the void that is seeping into the space. You see the glint of metal of a paladin's armor. You see the dragging of a sword. But this time, something's wrong. Kirian's glowing. The specters that are coming up out of the water, he's reaching for them and pulling them to him and absorbing them. He moves at odd angles as he makes his way expertly towards you all. But you all make it out of the building, grabbing Simonetta and Diana, grabbing Dante, who has been waiting by the crack for you all, fretting, wringing his hands. And you make it out of the bakery into the busy town square where there is a festival going on. What do you all do next?
Panic.
Panic is a free action.
Okay, cool.
While you all are thinking, why don't you go ahead and roll initiative for me?
Yuiza is going to scream to everyone that is, as we're exiting, if there's people in the bakery, if there's people outside, she is going to scream, run.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a performance check.
Can I assist by just doing that really loud guttural crocodile sound that would probably scare enough people away to run?
Since Yuiza has not rolled yet, yes, you may. Yuiza, go ahead and roll with advantage.
12. That was a 3 and a 6. Sorry, 3 and a 9.
The people in your immediate area take notice. They begin moving away from you and this freaking crocodile that just came out of a bakery. Someone get these druids under control, man. This is harshing the vibe. But they do begin to move away from you as the cracking of and groaning of the building behind you becomes more and more apparent. Okay, you all have one round.
4?
Preparation.
Great.
If there's anything you'd like to do, Yuiza?
Is it daytime currently?
It's late afternoon.
Okay. Where is everything coming out of currently?
It's coming out of the bakery. You're currently positioned about 30 feet from the front door of the bakery.
I am going to move over here. I have 20 feet. And I'm going to hold my action with an Eldritch Blast till I see this thing or person come out.
Okay. Up next, Arat.
The town square is still relatively full of people.
They've all begun moving away after you coming out as a crocodile and Yuiza yelling at people. They've all kind of moseyed away. There's still some stragglers off to the side. Paulina does poke her head out to take a look at what the commotion is over at the flower shop. And there's a little kobold that comes out of Hax's hats to investigate what's going on as well.
I'm going to continue crowd control because I can't really do a ton in my current state. So I'm going to move towards them and just like chuff and try to just, intimidate away.
Okay. Are you wanting to move further away from the bakery?
I guess I'm moving in the direction where people are to push them further away, whatever direction that happens to be.
Okay. They're going to be more towards like the flower shop and the other side of the square. What's your movement speed?
It's 20, so I'm not going to be like up on them or anything, but I'm giving the impression of go away.
Yep, you do move back a little bit. And up next we have Sulong.
Gotta buy some time for people. Sulong's gonna move into the doorway and hold there until whatever's coming through the bakery comes through.
Okay. Which brings us to Diana. She is currently ushering Dante and Simonetta away. She's trying to get the two of them out of the way. They're older. She doesn't want them to get caught up in the fight. Which brings us next to Fisscourth. Fiss, what are you doing to prep?
Aside from rubbing the considerable goose head on my noggin, in the immediate area where I am going to cast Sanctuary because I do not know what is coming out of here, but whatever it is not natural, and we're going to need all the defense against magic that we get.
Okay. Remind me again what Sanctuary does?
Sanctuary, you ward a creature within range against attack. So what civilians are nearest to the crack? Or rather, should I say, to like make things speedy, these folks near the fountain. I'm going to cast Sanctuary at them.
Okay, you're casting it. Are you casting it on Dante or on Simonetta? They're trying to run away. Simonetta? Okay. Fantastic. You can definitely do that.
Just a second and do magic at them.
As you do that, you cast Sanctuary on Simonetta, giving her a bit more protection than she had previously. After all, a beaded dress is not particularly good armor. And you turn back. You see what is left of the armor that Carrion wore. What is left of him, coalesced in shimmering, swirling purple smoke. A mix of shadow, animated, and a few body parts in there as well. The voice that comes from the head as it approaches you, Sulong, you see no mouth, no neck. You see glowing beams where eyes should be, but you hear that same chuckle that mocked you all as he went to his death, praising his dark lady's name. Coming right up to you, Sulong. Yuiza, go ahead and roll your held action.
18.
And 18 does hit.
Got 2 points damage, and I do have a second beam. I don't think a 13 hits though.
A 13 does not hit.
So I got 2 beams.
All right. Hey, you did great. All right. But it is the top of the round. So now we go into your actual turn. What would you like to do for your turn? You see this Void Knight staring down Sulong, having just stepped out.
She is going to use her movement then. Can I get behind him?
He's in the doorway, so not at this time.
So I'm going to come in with the old 1-2 and try to hit him with my +1 dagger.
Okay.
Yes, so it's going to be an 18 points of damage. Bonus action to disengage. So I'm going to move back 10 feet.
You attempt to move away from the Void Knight. I will need you to make a strength saving throw to see if you can do so.
I got Sentinel even if I use disengage?
That's not what this is.
That's my worst stat. That's my dump stat. 3. I think she tries to take a step back and like freezes, and there is just a panic that she cannot move. She does not like that.
All right, up next, Arat. What would you like to do?
So I still can't see just as a crocodile. I can only just hear all this noise that's going on. So I am just going to move right here, 15 feet, putting myself between what I can smell as Fisscourth and whatever sound this is. And I'm going to hold action to protect, basically just knock Fisscourth out of the way, put myself in the path, etc.
Okay, sounds good. Then it's Sulong's turn. Sulong.
I'd like to bonus action rage.
Okay.
And start pummeling. I wish to pummel the armor. Natural 20 for a 26.
That does hit. Are your punches considered magical?
They are, because
Fantastic.
they are infused with the power of Shillelagh. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 points of damage.
Okay.
Bludgeoning magical. I wish to scooch around him, so now Yuiza has flanking.
Sounds great. As you do,
Oh.
part of the roof behind you collapses,
Huh.
and a creature, muscular, rotund and round in shape, quite large, towering over you with tentacles protruding out its back, drool coming down its jaw, pulls itself up out of the crack,
Oh, what in the hells?
followed by a second one.
I'm sorry, second one? Second one?
Followed by a third one. These creatures pull themselves out of the void, and you watch as the building pulls itself inward. Surprisingly, you don't feel the pull that the structure is feeling. The only pull you feel from is from the knight that is standing in front of you, still mocking you with its laughter. Was that your turn, Sulong?
Yep. Oh, free action yells incoming to the rest of the party.
That is a perfectly valid action. Up next, we have Diana, who is going to usher Simonetta and Dante on their way. They're making a run for the flower shop as Paulina is waving for them to come to her. And Diana is going to turn around. She lobs off 2 shots at that closest ogre, one hitting, one sailing beyond past. The void ogres are looking around, getting their bearings, drool dripping from them. This one is going to lumber to the top of what's left of this structure, and it's going to make an attack at you, Sulong.
Yay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Does a 22 hit you?
Yeah.
You will take 7 points of necrotic damage as it uses its Void Spit ability from its multi-attack. Up next, it is going to make its second attack, aiming for Yuiza. And it crits. And you'll be taking 15 necrotic damage. For its third attack, it's going to spit back at Sulong again. It's just trying to cover its bases. Does a 19 hit?
Hits the shield. It does not.
Fantastic. You must get your shield up just in time to avoid that second spitting of the ogre. Up next. It was supposed to go before its little friend that went, so this one's going to go now. It's going to jump down from what's left of this rebel, and it lands behind you, Sulong. This time, lashing out with the tentacles on its back.
For me?
Just for you, buddy. Does a 24 hit?
Yep. Did you make that an advantage?
I did not, but I can.
Yep. I reckless, and you also have flanking, so you make all attacks at advantage.
So the second one was a 26.
Yep.
Cool. You will be taking 21 points. It was 15 bludgeoning, 6 psychic.
Thank you. A 18 on the intelligence saving throw.
Fantastic. It's going to smack at you again with those tentacle attacks. Oh no, it does a void bite attack, sorry. I read its multi-attack wrong. But it's going to try to nom on you. Does a dirty 20 hit?
It does not, actually.
Oh, fantastic. You avoid it as that drooling, gaping maw just tries to jump and nyah at you. And now, our buddy the Void Knight. What do they want to do? Gosh, there's so many things they could do to you all. They chuckle and laugh at you. Oh, they're going to enjoy the fair once they're done with you. Don't worry about that. You see this clawed hand reach out from a body made of shadow that does not exist, Arat. Does an 18 hit you when you are a crocodile alligator?
Yes, it does.
You will be taking 20 points of force damage.
No, I will not, because I will just pop right back into Arat at that point as I get hit.
Okay, it's going to fire off another void bolt at you. Does a 26 hit?
Yes.
Another 21 points of damage. And for its third void bolt, there's just enough room for it to lean over and see Fisscourth.
Does this count as my held action?
What was your held action was for it to come to you, so no.
No, my held action was to knock Fisscourth out of the way if something attacks her. Specifically.
Okay, you can attempt that. Make me an athletics check. The DC will be 15.
Okay.
Fantastic. Fisscourth, you get knocked back about, we'll say 5 feet into a bush. Not taking any damage, but you see a bolt of dark, swirling, smoky energy zoom past you just as you move out of its way. Up next, we have another Void Blessed Ogre who's going to hop down behind you, Yuiza.
Hey, handsome. How you doing?
Ow, ow, ow.
This large, hulking figure stands behind you. Drool coming down its jaw. Oh, you just hear a... It smells really bad, too.
She's making the same face I'm making.
Does a 25 hit you?
No, it's too high.
You'll be taking 13 points bludgeoning and 5 points psychic damage.
Down.
Okay. Having you down, it uses the rest of its movement to move towards Arat. And it'll make that second attack. I don't believe a 14 hits Arat.
No, it does.
It does, okay.
Yeah.
You'll be taking 8 bludgeoning and 6 psychic damage.
You sure this is going to be a long combat?
We'll see. Up next, Fisscourth. Fiss. Yuiza has dropped after this ogre lumbered past her. Arat does not look too good after taking a hit from the slimy, nasty tentacle. The void behind you is opening up as that crack goes further and further, consuming another building. People are definitely running now. What do you do?
Don't make me choose between the two of them.
It's okay. Follow your heart. I'll be okay.
Oh, wow.
You know it. You know.
I am going to, the moment I'm smacked out back on this bush, I am going to start flapping my wings furiously, and I'm going to taunt this ogre to come chase me.
Okay, you're taunting it. Is there anything else you're doing?
Yes. I'm going to start moving back towards where the crack is. I'm going to try and push this thing in. I need it to fall in. I need it to lose its footing. It's the only chance we've got.
Okay. You can go ahead and do that. Roll me a performance check to taunt it.
Fisscourth, silly girl that you are, please. Please. Like, that's another 6.
It has a meal right in front of it, Fisscourth. It's not particularly interested in whatever you're doing. You don't have tentacles. You're small fry. And that brings us to the top of the round. Sulong, you see past Yuiza and this knight. Yuiza laying on the ground. Arat, definitely wounded after taking a strong tentacle attack. Fisscourth trying desperately to get these ogres away from them. But in the distance, you hear the sound of boots not running away from you all. You hear the sound of boots running towards you. As 7 people come running round the corner. One of whom, Sulong, you recognize. You met the red-headed halfling in the labyrinth at the fair, Wendig, another guild member. From the south, 3 guards round a corner and move towards you all. From the north, 3 more come in. Fisscourth, as you are flapping, you hear a keening similar to yours, a bit deeper, a slightly different dialect. As a bat swoops in, landing down behind the ogre next to Yuiza. There's a small fairy, their little bee-like wings flapping behind them, who comes and perches atop a statue of one of the former kings of the Panda Republic. Wendig runs up next to your friend, who you all saved, Diana, drawing out their own bow, and you all watch as 2 hulking figures dash in. One is a man that you swear could possibly have some giant blood in him. His face scarred and glowing blue, one eye bright as a flash of lightning. The other, an orcish woman, head shaved, tattoos proudly worn, wielding the largest battle axe you've ever seen, Sulong. Yuiza, your first death save, please.
That is a 6.
Your first save is a fail. You're barely conscious, just holding on, but you hear the flap of wings, and for a moment on the edge of your vision, you think that it's Fisscourth coming in. The shadow looks similar, but who lands next to you is dark. Their fur is pitch black. There are no glasses on the end of their nose, a large staff in their hand, and a spell book in the other. Oh my dear, we're gonna have to get you out of here. This just will not do. Up next, the guards move in to take on the ogre that you are fighting, Sulong. That's 16 points of damage. And one of them yells to you, Sulong, "Get out of there!"
Easier said than done.
All right, you're up next. You have heard the sound of boots coming in. You hear the clank of metal and bodies coming from the north and the south. And you hear the flap of wings, similar to Fisscourth, swoop over you, off to where you last heard Yuiza fighting. There are 2 people grunting, lifting heavy weapons nearby at the ogre that is presumably fairly close to you as it hit you with a tentacle attack. What would you like to do?
I am extraordinarily low on HP. I'm going to use my last card in my Fate hand first.
Okay.
The second adversary card. That card vanishes, and from Arat's fingertips all the way down his arm to his other fingertips, down to his feet, up to the top of his head, it's just arcing electricity, just coating his body. That will come into play if I get hit. We'll come back to that. The second thing the other thing I'm going to do with my bonus action, because looks like it's not listed as to if it's an action or a bonus action. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a bonus action. So I'm going to stagger forward towards this ogre, and I am going to bite it. That is a natural 20 for, it doesn't say. I'm going to go with unarmed notion. Natural 20 for a 24.
Let's see. That does hit.
It's only going to do 8 piercing damage. So first, I'm going to take 8 HP back from the bite, and second, I need it to make a Constitution saving throw because I'm not letting go.
That is a 26.
Okay, so I'm unable to hold on to it, so I'll just take the 8 HP back and it'll just like rip its whatever out of my mouth, so I will not be able to do the brutal feed.
We'll say you got an arm because the tentacles are nasty.
I mean, I'm a little bit indifferent at this point, but okay.
All right. Well, maybe you'll get some Void Ogre sushi later. Anything else?
But I'm gonna take a step to the side and just so, again, keeping in mind like where Fisscourth was, I'm continuing to put my body in the way.
All right. I like it. Sulong, you're up next.
How's the night looking?
Like it's taunting you.
Great. Cool. Beans. Hate that.
The ogre behind you looks like it wants to eat you.
Great. Well, he has dinner guests. So the bakery is now void?
Yeah, there's a big fissure in the ground. There's debris everywhere. The fissure is elongating, consuming more buildings. It's gotten 2 so far. If I had to put this in real world equations, you assume that with how dense this city is, it's probably going to consume at least 1 building per round.
Oh, lovely. Cool. We're in back, attacking, power attack, and reckless. Here we go. Does a 24 hit the Void Knight?
It does.
Yeehaw.
You hear Kyrion's laugh as you smack at him.
4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Love to see it.
And the extra arms on Sulong's back start reaching out as I use a bonus action to grapple, as per my racial features. There is this, what's the word? Wicked smile on Sulong's face as he looks up to the Void Knight and says, "Do you like to gamble?"
You just hear in Kyrion's voice, "Do you?"
I'm going to use half my movement to start pushing him back into the void.
You attempt to move the Void Knight. You go nowhere. You push against him, and your feet slide against the cobblestones, no matter how hard you push, Sulong. Diana is up next. With a natural 1, her first attack will not hit. Neither will a 13. Y'all, I built her to be so cool, and she has done nothing last session and this session.
Go, girl, give us nothing.
I'm gonna retire this NPC to the graveyard.
Cool in our hearts.
Oh boy. The Void Ogre that is currently still crawling out of the void is going to head for the tasty morsels that have just arrived for it. And for those of you who are pointed in the direction of this attack, you see this Void Ogre reach out with its tentacles and lash out, and it ragdolls one of these guards, flinging them wide, and they hit against a building. Up next, the next Void Ogre, who's right behind you, Sulong. Okay, so it tries to make its 2 tentacle lash attacks at you, and it's the equivalent of like when a little kid just waves their arms trying to fight someone. They just kind of flap around you. It doesn't quite know where to strike. It's distracted. There's too many things on each side of it. Which brings us to... Void Knight. Does a 30 hit you?
No, too high.
That's unfortunate because it was a crit.
Yay!
That'll be 24 slashing and 40 force damage for the first hit.
How much force?
40.
40. Well, I'm down regardless.
Okay. The Void Knight begins stalking away into the square.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm up at 1.
You're up at 1?
So he cannot, unless he has a special ability, he's still at 0 movement.
Amazing.
He didn't hear no bell ring.
He does have his second attack, though. Does a 27 hit?
It does.
9 points of slashing. 19 points of force.
Nah, not enough. I'm down.
Okay. He will then use his movement to walk away from you. Up next, the Void-Blessed Ogre in front of you, Arat. Oh, it's got some big tasty meals right next to it. It's going to lash out at them. The 24 will hit the beautiful orcish lady, but she is still up, and the second attack will go to the one next to him. 13 will not hit, though. Fisscourth. Sulong just went down. Yuiza is down as well. Arat is not looking good.
Okay. I'm gonna do anything. The only thing I can do, I'm going to swoop on over there. Oh man, this is difficult. I can only heal one of you.
Who's your favorite, Fisscourth?
All right. Firstly, getting over the shock of seeing. Is that another hooling? Never mind. My friends are dying. Yuiza looks to be in good wings. I am going to, with the 60 feet that allows, use Healing Word on Sulong. All right, you heal for 10. There's no greater grief as a cleric than watching your party members go down and having to pick. I'm genuinely distressed in a good way.
Well, the good news is that we're at the start of the round, and your fellow wardens are here to help. Picking up Yuiza gently, you hear the other Ahuling say, "All right, dear, well, let's get you out of here. I don't much like these things. They drool on everything." And dimension doors, just far enough to get back to where it's safe. You hear the laughter of the large gentleman with the lightning scars across his face and the glowing blue eye. Try this one on for size. And they swing around their hammer, crashing it down, casting Mass Cure Wounds. 29 points of healing.
Am I within range?
Yes. You wake up, you hear the chuckle of a man screaming, "Get up! We're not done yet!" As the other wardens begin their attacks. Some making ranged attacks, and some continuing to melee. And those ogres take their lumps. You hear Sulong, a roar coming from that fissure in the ground. Blackness leaking from
We're
it.
only level 5.
I know you are. You're
Listen,
welcome.
you need a cataclysmic event.
You've had 2 so far. As something dark, something that almost sucks up the light and air around it, flies up out of the fissure. And it's actually going to bring down its ancient dragon jaws, consuming the 2 ogres next to you. As an ancient void dragon takes its meal and flies away.
We'll unpack that later.
I'm compartmentalizing.
Mom, come pick me up from D&D. I'm scared.
Yuiza, you are in the arms of an Ahuling that is not Fisscourth. They are looking you up and down. Oh dear, how can I help? Do you need any water, any snacks?
Yes.
Oh, well, here you go. And a little bag of trail mix is stuffed into your hand. It's already opened for you. There's a juice box that they're holding onto with a straw. But it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm so confused at the moment. She's gonna shove a handful of trail mix in her mouth.
Please regain 2 hit points.
What?
Please regain 2 hit points.
Oh, hey, that's cool. Was that an action?
No,
Okay.
that's just a little gift from the bat next to you. I thought it was more fun to deliver on your turn rather than on their turn. So
Yeah, that was fun. I like it. Okay. She's gonna look at everything that's happening. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna keep fighting. This is bad. She's just like, this is all I got, and just point her hand out at the void now in Eldritch Blast. 24.
a 24 hits.
5
Fantastic.
and 24 again
That hits.
for 8.
Fantastic. Good job. Both of your bolts hit this void knight. It's strange. They seem to be made of smoke and light and starlight almost. The way things swirl within them. You swear from a distance you see the face of Ophira swirling in that strange mist as the laughter of Kyrian continues to echo hollowly through that helmet. But you beat it right in the helmet twice. Ping, ping, and it's not too happy about that. The guards are going to take a few more steps in, and they will all let off a volley of attacks. And they are fighting for Queen and Country, it would seem, because that's a net 20. 34. That is their turn. Up next, Arat. Something large just came up out of that void space and flew past everyone. You don't hear as many ogres anymore.
I'm just listening to see if can I hear that thing still? Does it sound like it went far away? And the moment that I realize that it's not nearby anymore, I just redirect focus and
Yeah, make me a quick perception check.
sure.
This doesn't count as part of your turn.
Cool. 14.
14. With the din of everything that's going on around you, the chaos, the void, cracking earth, the debris falling into it, it's hard to tell, but you don't hear it in the immediate vicinity. You're not quite sure where it's gone.
Okay. Then my attention is going to immediately turn to that very obnoxious laughing coming from behind me. I'm going to dig I'm out of cards. So just going to shove the deck back into my robe, pull out a scroll that I stole from Arabelle's. I was going to point it towards the knight and just go, where do you think you're going? And I'm casting black tentacles in a 20-foot cube around it.
In this case, you would just hear a little tiny, hello. And the rest of you see this small fairy wave at Arat and then dive out of the way as the magic goes off.
I also need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
That would be a 5.
Perfect. So he is restrained
Okay.
once again, and he's going to take immediately 10 bludgeoning damage as these tentacles just come up and whap the shit out of him.
Okay.
And I'm going to yell, don't walk in there. And as I turn around and I don't know, can this ogre next to me make a strength saving throw?
It can.
Of saving at 16.
That is a 13.
Cool. So I go, don't turn back into that. And I turn around to this ogre I'm in front of, put my hand flat on it and telekinetically shove it back 5 feet.
Okay.
Just to knock it off balance a bit. At which point I will close the gap on it again.
Is that it?
Point of note, that's it. Point of note, I'm still crackling with electricity this entire time.
Fantastic. Sulong.
Boy, oh boy. Sulong is on the ground after being stabbed, kind of just looking up at the void dragon flying away. He reaches into his coin purse, pulls out a gold coin and just places it on the ground. I don't really care who's listening, but we're going to need some luck right now. He's going to stagger to his feet and look at the Void Knight. Bonus action. He's going to drink a greater healing potion. So that's 4d4 plus 4. He's healing for 10 HP. 15 feet of movement into this planter box. And he's going to throw one of his fighting fans at the Void Knight to get their attention.
Okay, please do.
Would a 21 hit?
That does hit.
It's non-magical, but 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
It will take 2.
And will try and taunt the Void Knight with a... Still haven't finished your job.
Okay. Up next, Diana. Do you really think it's smart to make that thing angry? We'll move over this way and fire off 2 shots. I'm gonna roll her physically this time because, gosh darn it, her sheet doesn't roll well. Okay, one of those does hit. And she rolled next, so she does 6 points, but it's non-magical, so he will take 3. And that is Diana's turn. Up next, though, the Void Knight.
At the start of its turn, it makes the dexterity saving throw. Again, if it fails, it takes the bludgeoning damage. It then also says it can use its action to make the check to free itself. But
Okay.
It sounds like those are 2 separate things.
Yes. Okay, so what was it? A dexterity check?
A dexterity saving throw to not get bludgeoned.
11.
It's going to take 3d6 more.
Okay.
14 magical bludgeoning damage because these are the black tentacles.
Fantastic. It's not going to use its action to do that, though.
Cool. So it's still restrained.
That's fine. It is right where it wants to be. Because the thing about Shar and their followers, they're all about trickery. I will need Sulong, Fisscourth, and you don't know their name yet, but it's Nelslip, the little fairy, to all make a strength saving throw.
Lovely. Wonderful. 8.
Okay.
24.
Okay. And let's see, what does little Nelslip get? Which they're surprisingly strong for their size. They get a 13. So Fisscourth and Nelslip both fail to save. Sulong, you pass as these black inky tentacles reach out for you. Nelslip and Fisscourth, you are pulled in to the black tentacle zone towards this Void Knight. Arat, what do they need to roll?
Could both of you please make a dexterity saving throw? Nelslip and Fisscourth.
Do my damnedest. Well, the good news is I finally rolled above a 10, but no, I didn't. That was a 6, not a 9. That's an 8. I have not rolled above a 10 this session.
What does Nelslip roll?
Nelslip rolled a 9.
Okay, so both of them are going to take... Please roll like shit. Amazing. 6 bludgeoning damage. I rolled a 1, and then a 4.
Okay.
And both are restrained as well. But I imagine they already were from the Void Knight.
No, they weren't.
Okay.
And then on top of that is the damage that the Void Knight does. I will need you both to take 23 damage. Little Nelslip falls down into the tentacles next to you, Fisscourth.
Oh boy, I am barely up. But stranger who just put their life down for me, I will help you to the best of my ability. At the moment, I'm not being tentacled.
Up next is the Void Blessed Ogre, and oh man, oh gosh, that big guy right next to it, looking so tasty, is going to make a tentacle leash attack at him. and hits for 16 points. And it will make one at you, Arat. Does an 11 hit you?
No, it does not.
All right. You feel this tentacle slash out right past you, missing. You're not the meal it wants. It wants the other guy. He's bigger. But that will be its turn.
So I was waiting to see if it hit me hard enough for me to have to make a concentration check. Can I willingly just break concentration on something?
On your turn, you can drop it. Yep. Fisscourth.
Oh boy. Well, I have to break free because the tentacles appeared, and now I'm trapped.
So you can make a strength or dexterity check to free yourself.
Got an additional dex, so we'll go with that. Finally, 16.
You break free.
About time. And that consumes all my actions, yes?
It does. Do you have a bonus
Alrighty.
action you'd like to use?
A bonus action to flip off this Void Knight? That was quite rude. I've only the one nub, but I assume it's enough.
Yeah, I think he gets the message.
Good. All right, that'll be my turn.
All right. Oh boy. Up next, there's another little bat that flies in, using their movement to come over to you, Fisscourth. Oh, well. Goodness, we can't have this now, can we? Let's see. Dear, you're not afraid of fire, are you?
Oh, never. I've seen it many times. I've even touched it, although it did hurt.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm going to need you to hold very still, and I promise that you will not be hurt by this, all right?
Oh, very much. And it's so nice to go. Fire starts.
Absolutely. As she casts Fireball centered just far enough to make sure the Void Knight is hit. But as they are an evocation wizard, you are protected, as is little Nelslip laying on the ground there. And they are doing that they're going to upcast, I think, to 4th level. How do I upcast a spell on this sheet? Let's see. I will need the Void Knight to make their dex save, which we all know how well they do on those. And they fail, so they will take the full damage. The Void Knight is not looking good. Yuiza, you are up.
Are the black tentacles still there?
Yes, the black tentacles are the square within the circle.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna move and use my action to dash.
Okay, you're flanking. Well, you won't be flanking there. You would want to move over to flank with Fisscourth, because Nelslip is currently down.
Yeah. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 does not hit.
That's all I got.
Okay, you did good, though. Did you make your
Go
dex
ahead
save?
and make your dexterity saving throw.
12.
That fails. So 13 magical bludgeoning damage from these tentacles, and you're grappled.
That's fine.
I'm rejoining the game session. I'll tell you all who's next in just a moment. It's the guards, which theirs is easy. They hit 15 more points of damage to this guy. Not looking good. All right, now it's Arat's turn.
Hearing my friends get dragged into the mix, I'm going to drop concentration on the black tentacle so the square goes away. And I'm going to march right towards the Void Knight. I know that I'm going to take an opportunity attack by this dude behind me.
Alrighty. Does an 11 hit you?
It does not.
Okay, you're good.
So I'm going to just march myself right up, and I'm going to Ray of Frost him straight in the face. Does an 18 hit?
Meets a beats.
9 frost damage to the face.
Fantastic. Anything else?
Why not? Have him make a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength, you said?
Yeah. I don't think it'll do much, but why not?
That's a natural 1 for an 11.
Oh, okay. So I'm just going to knock him back 5 feet onto that table.
You cannot move him when you try.
Okay. Darn. All right. Well, I do it and I feel it and it doesn't move and just.
Alrighty. Up next, we have Sulong.
Okay. Bonus action, last rage of the day.
Yeah.
Once again, reckless power attack. Let's do this. So natural 20s will hit.
Yeah. Definitely.
23 points of magical bludgeoning damage. I also have more movement, so I'm just gonna step to the right so Arat gets a line of sight on them.
All right. You can do that, but you cannot move more than 5 feet away from this Void Knight.
No, that's fine. That's what I want to do.
Anything
That
else?
is my turn.
All right. Diana is going to multi-attack again. Baby girl, please hit something this time. Not with a natural 1. I am throwing this NPC sheet in the trash. That will be her turn. That was a 1 and a 6 that she rolled. Up next is the Void Knight, who's going to make a Void Gauntlet attack at you, Sulong. Does a 28 hit?
It does.
Cool. For...
Separate it out, please.
Yeah, for 10 slashing
Okay.
and 11 force.
And still up.
I'll need you to make a DC strength saving throw. Pretty please.
24.
Okay, you save. Unfortunately, it has a multi-attack, so it will make that attack at you again.
Bring it on.
18 to hit.
That's a miss.
Fantastic. It claws, boom, boom at you. Only one of them finding its mark. It appears to be a little off-center now.
From behind the shield, Sulong just peeks his head out. What's wrong? Getting tired?
You just hear that same laugh echoing in an empty helmet.
Keep his focus on me, hopefully. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
Up next, this tentacle void ogre is going to make a tentacle attack at one of the guards, which will hit, and unfortunately that does take another guard out of the stack as it hits for the same amount as his HP. Okay. And it is going to void spit at the ogre woman, who has been wailing on it with the man with strange scar on his face. For an 18 to hit, what's their AC? That does hit. And they will take 10 damage. And that will be its turn. Up next, Fisscourth.
Oh boy. So I am going to turn to this little fairy, turn to the other Ohuling and say, oh, give me just a moment. I'll feel friend up and alive as ever. And I'm going to spare the dying on the fairy.
Okay.
Once I confirm conscious, fluttering under the eyelids, steady heartbeat. If you'll excuse me, I need to go deal with that wretched, starry-eyed eelboard and just start toddling over to that Void Knight.
Okay.
And that'll be my action.
Angry bat on the loose. Up next is the wardens, and they all make their attacks melee and ranged against these creatures. The ones aiming at the Void Knight hit. The one aiming at the ogre misses, so the Void Knight will take 12 points of damage and looks really not great. Fisscourth, things are hanging off of this that shouldn't be hanging off. There's a finger on that gauntlet that's now bent the wrong way. Up next, Yuiza.
I'm gonna move to get flanking if I can. I don't know if I'm on that table or not. Or if I am, does it still count as flanking if I'm on the table?
I mean, it's just a little table. You can jump up on it. That's fine.
Try and true 1-2 with advantage because I have my bonus action now.
Okay.
23.
That hits.
So that's 8 points of damage, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to hit again.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage. I'm not doing a lot of damage, but...
Every bit counts.
27. That was almost a natural 20. 27.
That hits.
Another 8.
Yuiza, what does it look like as you take this Void Knight down?
Sorry, I wasn't expecting that. I think she has these, her daggers come out of her bracers. They're hidden daggers. I think through everything, there isn't necessarily like I mentioned, there isn't a heroic standpoint. She is scared. She is worried. They went down there for a purpose to save someone, and they have released a lot of stuff. So there is a sense of we have to get rid of this to at least lessen the blow. And she goes, it's almost as if punching, almost mimicking how Sulong punches in a way, but the blades come out and they start slicing at the edges of where this electric voidness meets the armor, and scattering it. She doesn't say it, but as she's doing of the ghost they had met down there in this voidness, and there is just an apology in her eyes.
Up next are the guards, who are going to make their attack at the ogre. With a natural 20, you are all out of combat.
Yay.
And I think that is a good spot to go to break. What do you guys think? All right. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be back, so don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to hypegoblin.com to check out the schedule for this and other shows like it on the channel. They're going to go yell at me in the break. I just know it. We'll see y'all in a bit. Everybody wave. Bye-bye.
Hello? Are you there? It's Amelia. The secrets of the Wandering Tavern are coming for me. I know too much. And now, so will you. The Wandering Tavern is 15 layers of corruption, gambling, exotic restaurants, hotels, expansive workstations, and buzzing accommodations. Amongst these are 23 unique locations that range from lavish establishments down to the city's seedy underbelly. But don't worry, I've got detailed battle maps of the entire floating metropolis, so all you players and GMs can find your way around. Within the bustle of this colossal airship, deadly secrets plague the air. Luckily, I was able to collect scathing testimonies from over 30 NPC patrons and staff while evading the grasp of the ruthless Claw Militia. These testimonies were laced with 30 interconnected plot hooks. It all seems to be linked. The unsolved disappearance of the engineering team, the Claw Mafia's black market empire, the automaton mutiny brewing in the depth, and even the lingering spirits of the deceased. Oh, I didn't mention that. As the sun sets, shadowy forms seep from dark corners to materialize throughout the Wandering Tavern. Hold tight to your wards as spirits roam, looking for answers, a quiet conversation, or their next victim. But don't despair. There's still plenty to enjoy if you become marooned here. I've eaten sensational food, found a myriad of powerful items, won games of chance, and delighted in the tavern's vibrant festivities. However, if you do need a quick getaway,
there are 6 unique plug-and-play airships with more than 50 parts and stations to facilitate your escape. The Wandering Tavern can be an entire campaign setting, or simply dropped into your current world. I'm so glad to have been able to collaborate with some of our favourite creators, who have kindly gifted me with many add-ons and trinkets to expand your adventure even further. So, climb aboard, if you dare. Back the Wandering Tavern Kickstarter, out now.
Everything has settled. The dust is coming down. The void is no longer expanding, and it seems almost as that black smoke that was oozing out of it and covering parts of the ground has receded. It's almost like it has calmed itself following this battle. And little Nellslip looks up at you, Fisscourth, from the ground and, well, that was weird. I saw my great-grandpa.
That's a near-death experience. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
You should write it down.
The Huling near you all says, does anyone need any healing? I do have some potions in my bag, if anyone would like them. They're just the standard issue ones from the guild, nothing too fancy.
Oh my god, step off my turf.
Sulong's gonna point over to Yuiza, but he's clearly like bleeding from the stomach and just holding everything in.
The Ahuling with the black fur and the blue glasses balanced on the end of their nose goes up to each of you and Nellslip and presses a standard potion of healing into your hands. You can either use it or you can put it into your bag for later. And
I'm gonna save this tool for later.
Yeah.
Very delicately take it around the electricity and just thank you.
Other 2 wardens further off, the orcish woman and the very large gentleman, walk over to the guards and start chatting with them, seemingly getting a rundown of who saw what, conferring, checking their notes. And Wendig comes up to y'all. So glad to see y'all are alive. It's been weeks since we saw any of y'all. You okay, right? Toby put out the word to look for you.
Weeks? Toby, you're wardens then.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's Wendig. We met them at the festival in Dolhan.
Did we? It seems so long ago.
I did.
They stick out their hand to you, Fisscourth. Wendig's my name. Pleasure to meet you.
Very pleasant to meet you, Wendig's your name. I'm Fisscourth.
Yeah.
How long has it been since the festival? Is the festival still going?
Oh, the festival here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's still the first day of the festival.
Oh.
It's been 3 weeks since you all left Dolhen, though.
Oh, well, I'm surprised Toby sent people out. I figured it was understood we were going to be gone for some time.
Well,
I'm glad he did.
I believe one of y'all spoke to him, and then to a nice lady by the name of Ivy said that you were all heading to the Panu Republic, going to the capital. So when you didn't show up at the Capital Guild House, he worried?
Understandable.
We got into some stuff that delayed our travels there.
All right, well, I was on my way to deliver some paperwork should you show up here, so I guess I can just hand it to all of you, if that's fine. Or I can take it to the guild hall if you want to just pick it up from the guild hall.
I mean, you're already here.
Yeah, we can take it.
Here you go. And whoever wants to take it, 2 envelopes are pressed. No, 3 envelopes are pressed into the hand of whoever takes them. And Wendig says, well, y'all rest up. If you want to get a tour over to the guild hall, let me know. I'm going to go over there and take a shower. I'm going to tell the boss that you're all right.
Thumbs up.
Thank you very much for your help.
You're very welcome. And Wendig walks away and says, hey, boss, you're never going to believe this. Guess who I found? And uses a sending stone to contact Toby. Walking away, still with a jolly tone, But yes, you have 3 envelopes. Nelslip and Fengal introduce themselves to you. Fengal is the Ahuling. Nelslip is the little fairy. And they are kind of hovering, making sure that you're okay.
Thank you, Fengal, for earlier.
Oh, darling. Oh, you're all right. No, it was nothing. It was nothing. Is there anything else that you need, dear?
Lots of therapy.
Oh, well, if you ever need an ear to talk to, I am told that I'm quite astute. I'm also very good at taking notes, and I already have the glasses.
Where did you find those peculiar? I must say, I haven't seen another one of our kind on the surface. Are those useful? Do they make things easier to see? Do you not have to squint constantly?
Oh, but yes, my darling, I've never had a problem with my eyes until I got older, you see. I need them to read, mostly. It's getting quite hard to read the finer print on my spell scrolls. But yes, you said you haven't met another on the surface?
No, surely you come from caverns, deep
Caverns?
underground, near the Underdark.
Oh, goodness, no, my dear. I was raised in the mountains. Lovely little cabin.
Lovely. By other Hulings?
Oh, well, yes, of course.
This feels like quite a conversation. I think we should sit down and have this. My legs suddenly feel quite like jelly. Give me just a moment. And she's just going to lean on Arat as she's taking this all in.
Arat, very gently, doing his best to avoid the electricity before he realizes that it's not hurting her. It's like, okay. Well, you did say that there are many different kinds from many different locations. Perhaps there's more than you realized.
Caves. All those, even those wretched aquatic I would like a snack. I would like food. I want to sit down in a bar and be very loud. Preferably. It was very lovely meeting you, though. It's just quite a bit to take in.
Oh, no worries, dear. You can always find me at the Guild Hall. I'm the 3rd room on the left from the top of the stairs.
3rd room on the left.
Thank you very much for...
Could we go to the tavern, preferably now?
As you are calling his name, there is a Sulong-shaped outline where he was once standing. He has gone off and is coordinating with the guards to help if there's anyone trapped under the rubble.
Mm-hmm. You are over talking with the guards, and go ahead and roll me a percentile die. Let's see what the odds are that someone's trapped.
100?
Okay, you rolled above an 80, so you're good.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be a 100% chance that somebody was trapped.
No.
100 people are trapped. What?
If you rolled below 80, then I was going to take it, but...
Okay.
No, it doesn't appear that anyone was trapped under the 5 buildings that were consumed by this fissure. The bakery was empty. There was a storehouse and several shops that were closed due to the festivities. The owners were out for the day enjoying the festival. So it seems that in that sense, this was the best case scenario, although they will need to rebuild.
Yeah, Sulong will just nod his head to the guard, give him a pat on the shoulder, like, you guys really know how to do a good job of taking out monsters. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, well, that's what all the training's for, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. He'll wander back and lean across the fence. Sorry, we were heading out.
Yes, preferably to a place that has much food and sustenance. And Yuiza, wasn't your friend going to perform?
Oh, yes. I should clean up first.
Is everybody okay? I know that you have had
No.
healing potions and everything, but is everybody okay?
No.
But my dear, I know that you are very insightful in certain areas, but I think at the moment we all need a moment to take in what's occurred. I don't think any of us will be okay for a bit.
Then are you sure you want to be around many people with an uncontrolled environment, is what I'm asking.
I would like to take a bath, and I would like to forget what has just happened for a little bit.
Here.
Oh, well, if you don't mind, dear, Fennig leans over with a little nub in the air. If you would like, I can escort you to the guild hall. I'm afraid that it's a rather busy time of year, but there are still 2 rooms open, or you can all share one. Each sleep 4. One of them sleeps 6, but it's currently taken.
I suppose we were unable to. Yes, we were unable to find lodging when we came here. So yes, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yes. That does happen this time of year with the festival. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the guild hall is for guild members only, so we still have that. Oh, and you're going to love Joy.
What?
Follow me.
Joy. Okay.
Okay.
And Fisscourth, this Ahuling sticks to the ground, toddling ahead of your group. Diana walks up to you all. I should probably go find my friends. Are you all okay?
Are you all right?
You were free finally.
Yeah.
It's been a year for you.
Yeah. I'm gonna unpack that later, but you all took the hits, so...
It was certainly something working with you.
Yeah. Let's never talk about it again.
Thank you for translating for Precious Stinky Boy. Where's Precious Stinky Boy? My son!
As you say that, you hear the clip, clop, clip, clop of tiny little hooves, and you see just 2 ears poking up in the bushes by the flower shop.
My child! Oh god. I go and retrieve him immediately, just holding him.
Sulong will extend a hand out to Diana for a handshake.
She'll shake your hand.
Hopefully we'll see you on the road again under different circumstances.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. If you want a drink, we're heading to a bar.
Thank you, I don't drink.
Fair enough.
Good
no,
luck.
I didn't drink often, but
as well.
I think I might start picking it up as a habit.
Don't worry. I'm sure you're all going to be just fine. See you around.
Do say hi if you see us around.
I'll be sure to. And as she walks away, she walks to the north. For those of you who can see her, roll me a perception check.
Did we free an
Probably.
ancient evil?
Another one? Natural 20!
Probably.
Where was that when I needed it?
Right now they come rolling.
She's even hotter than
14.
you thought.
23 for Sulong.
23, okay. So you will all see this. But as she walks away, you could swear that there are the outline of angelic wings on her back, and that her clothes turn into long golden robes, her hair to a misty white. And she fades as she walks down the cobblestone street.
It might be the blood loss talking, but did y'all Arat side see that?
No, it's definitely the blood loss.
Yeah.
What was it? Or wasn't it?
I think we were just touched by an angel.
Didn't feel as holy as I thought it would.
Oh, trust me, I am full of holes. Let's move on.
All right, so where are you all
Where is
going?
The guild hall. With
the guild hall. But I do want to make sure that this Baker and his wife are okay, because we spent an entire escapade trying to save her.
Yep. Yeah, they're in the flower shop with Paulina. And as you all go by, they poke their heads out to thank you make sure that you're all okay. Thank you for saving Simonetta. Dante shoves a few rolls into your hands as you walk past.
Don't talk to strange paladins anymore.
Yeah, that's yep, honey, let's not take in anyone.
You should move.
I think we kind of have to. Yeah. And he goes back inside to the flower shop with his wife.
Oh, what were those letters, by the way?
Oh.
We can open them at the
She
hall.
looks down at her hands.
Okay. There is one from Ivy. There is one from Yuiza. You see one from someone named Wei. And there is a letter from Ellison.
One is from Ivy. I'm going to assume that one's for me. There's a letter from someone named Wei.
Sulong perks up, leans over Yuiza's shoulder. Oh yeah, that's my sister.
Oh, here you go. And from someone named Ellison.
You know that Ellison is Ellison Patoris. Zasaphel's sister.
Oh, it's from Ellison.
Mm-hmm.
It's from
Patoris?
Ellison. Satsaphel's sister.
Yeah.
The more pleasant half.
Yes. I feel like we shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but you know.
No, I think the dead can... You know, I think I'll be a lot more pleasant once we can lay down.
So, which one would you like to open first?
Let's open Ellison since that seems like a more general letter.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm assuming.
You open up a letter. It's written in just a beautiful handwriting. Ellison has the practiced hand of a noble lady. To our dear friends, I'm so sorry I didn't get the chance to properly thank you for your assistance after my brother's passing. I do hope you return to the estate one day so Mari and I can properly thank you. Maybe over brunch this time. Mari and I have been trying to research further into our family's business based on what you told us last. I was wondering exactly what you all took when you departed the estate. Please don't think that I mean to wag my finger at you at all, but it seems there are a few items referenced in the records of that strange library that have gone missing, including that dreadful creature you all killed in the foyer. Would you mind letting me know what you did with the creature's body? I thank you for leaving my brothers for myself and Hardwick to deal with. However, if that thing is somewhere on the property, I should like to mark the spot with a rose bush or a tree so we do not ever risk unearthing it. Assuming it was buried properly, of course. Yours truly, Ellison Patoris. P.S. Mari and Thomas are once again engaged to be married. If you happen to pass by town, we will be holding the wedding on the summer solstice at the estate. The entire town is invited. And this includes you. And where it says, and this includes you, is underlined and you is in capital letters.
Oh, it's mandatory. Got it.
She's just emphasizing that you're part of the town.
Oh,
That's very sweet. But, what? I don't think she's going to like the answer we have to give about that wretched being.
let's not speak ill of the dead, please.
What? They deserve it.
We'll have
Just
to
because you're
sort
dead
out.
doesn't make you a saint.
We'll have to sort out what is missing when we get the chance to sort out what is missing.
I'm glad that that's what she meant because I took a lot from there.
She may also mean those things.
No, she said
Probably.
specifically the body. She said, hey, not to wag my finger at you. She's pointing at the letter. But the body of that wretched, see? Right there.
No,
in
but
writing.
I think that is a one specific example on a checklist of things. I'm going to let you have this one for now.
Sulong has continued to walk towards the guild, and he's opening up his letter.
Okay. Hey, did you get that fan that Mom sent? It's weird not to hear from you for so long. Did you die saving a puppy from a tree or something? The farm is okay, I guess. The weather has been weird. Mom's worried about the crop surviving till the spring harvest. We might have to harvest early if it keeps snowing. Genway over at the Merchants Guild said that a bunch of folks are going to hit lean times this summer if it continues. I can't believe there's an inch of snow on the ground and it's almost June. So weird. Olin Vey won the fighting tournament this year. He won't shut up about it. Can you come back and humble him a little? Hope you're not dead. Way.
Genuine smile on his face, and he is already reaching into his pack to get his letter writing stuff, and then realizes, oh wait, no, I'm in the middle of the road. I cannot do this here. But the party sees that Sulong has quickened his pace to a jog to get to their destination faster.
Fisscourth is just going to very lightly tug on Arat's hand with her nub. And just in that tired, I want to go to bed, honey voice, say, come, we must hurry before Sulong eats all this food. We will be without victuals. Let us go, my love.
Yes, of course. And just put my arm around Fisscourth just to like help her along.
Baby girl's had a big day. She's flopped over you practically.
Mm-hmm. I think there's one more letter for Yuiza to read.
Yes, Yuiza is not going to read it just yet. She's going to wait till she's at the guild hall, taking a bath to read it.
You all head out, following Fengal, who says you can call him Fenny. And she leads you around some winding streets. It's quite crowded. There are people reveling everywhere. The city is still very much in the midst of celebrating love and life and each other. And it doesn't take very long for the disaster that you left behind to melt away, almost as if it didn't even happen. You arrive at a massive 2-story structure, much bigger than the guild hall that you had back in Dulhen, but still befitting a big city. And as you all step inside, with precious Stinky Boy in tow, you're greeted by a tiefling. Go ahead and activate the scene for you all. They're standing at a large oak desk. It's littered with piles of papers, seemingly somewhat organized. They smile up at you. Their sharp features are highlighted by beautiful contouring and highlighting. Their eyeliner, flawless. Their pink hair is flopped over to the side, and they are dressed in silver and gold armor with a purple sash. Their blue and purple tail swishing behind them as they fill out some notes. Oh, hi! Who are you all? Can I help you?
Hello, we are wardens from Dulhern. We've come to town on personal business, and we found ourselves in a bit of trouble. The other wardens were kind enough to intervene and guide us over here. And
Fenny pipes up as she ushers you all to move forward. Yes, I brought them in. They're the ones that Toby was looking for. Now we can tell them that we found what he misplaced. I'm going to go and see if the head warden needs anything. Joy here will make you all at home, or help you get all at home, or help you find a home. Whatever we need as far as home is concerned. Joy can handle it. And the Ahuling toddles away with their spell book in hand to the back. So, you're all needing lodgings?
Yes, please. We were in town looking for a place to stay, but the festival made it very difficult. We're still in the process of looking, so if you have room.
Oh, yeah, it's It's really difficult this time of year. Yes, but no, we do have rooms. We have 2 rooms. Is it okay if you're all in one room? Just in case we get any more wardens that come in. Everyone bunks up together here.
Absolutely. So long as it's restful.
Oh, yeah, it totally is. Just, you know what? I'm going to make sure that you're not in the room next to Droji because he snores a lot. Let's see.
Thank you. Some of our sense of hearing is rather acute.
Yeah, Fenny gets that way too. I get it. Let's see here. Follow me this way. And you are all led up the stairs. There's 2 staircases on either side of the room that lead upward to the same space. Between them is beautifully wood-paneled walls with an archway leading to a hallway. You can hear the shuffling of paper and the scratching of pen from someone further off Arat and Fisscourth. But let me copy and paste y'all into the next one. Joy leads you all to the 2nd floor of the guild hall, and I'll activate that for you. And you are all led to the room not too far from the 2nd set of stairs. Precious Stinky Boy, you're told, can stay with you if he wants. Otherwise, they can make accommodations for him elsewhere. They do have some lodging outside for horses as well. Many people travel with horses.
It's fine to stay with us.
Okay. Many people travel here with horses and carts. So should he desire that, if he's not comfortable up here, you got another place for him. But it's a small room with bunk beds. This one in particular does sleep 6. There are 2 sets of bunk beds on the left wall and a set of bunk beds over on the right. There are also 2 chests in the room that just barely fit with these beds in here that you can store your things in.
Maybe I should put Precious Stinky Boy in the stable.
Fisscourth, who's already flopped into one of the beds. Yes.
Joy?
Oh, yeah. How can I help you?
Would you happen to have a free bath?
Oh, actually, that's one of the better perks of this room. You get to share one of the bathrooms. Right this way. And Yuiza, as you go into the room, you are shown that you do get your own full-sized washroom that you share with the adjacent room. And you are told that that is currently the room that is empty. So you all essentially have this bathroom to yourselves.
Oh. Perfect. Where can I get stuff to set it up?
Oh, everything should be in there already, dear. Just check the cupboard by the sink.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Is there anything else I can get the rest of you?
No, but maybe you should, if that stable option is still available for Stinky Boy over here.
Yes.
I would be happy to take him down there. Does he need a lead?
No, he's pretty good at following people on his own. Also, if you just have food on you, he will follow you.
Oh, let's see then. And she checks her pockets and she pulls out some like dry trail mix and holds it out for him. Stinky Boy immediately goes for food that is offered to him and begins following her down the hallway. He will betray you for a handful of trail mix.
Still a wild animal.
Yep.
That's fair.
Joy takes him down the stairs and makes sure that he is very comfortable in his accommodations.
Great.
Do you guys mind if I use the bath first?
Go.
Thank
I
you.
insist. I will waste away here until I am rested. Truly, we have been through the worst. Fisscourth is just flopped over, wings spread out. It has been a day.
I'm gonna take a bath.
I'm feeling the bunk beds. Fisscourth, if you want, I think I can remove this bottom mattress so that you can actually hang from the top one more comfortably.
No. We are mated. We're supposed to share the same bed. This is how you do it on the surface.
I know that you are not always comfortable with the laying down in the bed, but I want to give you the most rest that you can have.
This is why I adore you. She just lifts up a wing, inviting him into the bed with her. Enjoy your leather blankie.
I just sit down next to it, putting a mental tick of this is something to go over when there's less exhaustion. I'll sit in the bed, let Fisscourth just pass out.
Yeah, there's probably not enough room. Even though Fisscourth is smaller, there's probably not enough room. These are like twin size beds.
That's why I'm sitting and not laying down.
But you can definitely get some rest. What's Sulong up to?
Sulong has found a table somewhere, just gotten some food and a drink, and has gotten like his letter writing tools out and has begun to write. Dear Way, sorry for the lack of correspondence. I literally lost track of time. Things are good. We are currently heading to the Panu Republic. Might swing up that way, unsure. If he needs humbling, let me know. I'll run across the water if I have to. Snow in early June. That's weird. Do you want me to consult with anyone on the mainland while I'm here? Hope you're doing well. Give Mom and Mother my love. Make sure to tuck in our little brother. Sulong.
You can almost feel her rolling her eyes at you as you write that last bit. She's gonna do it. Just unlike being told to. All right.
Folds up the letter, wax seal. We'll hold that until he can post it somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. You can go downstairs and put it in the post with the other outgoing mail. There isn't necessarily like a private correspondence system, but you could either hire a private courier or just wait for it to get there on the mail truck.
He puts it in with the general mail and then like claps his hands together, quickly walks over to the the reception desk and just gets like another piece of paper and a quill and writes, "I got the fans, by the way." Folds that up and puts it into another letter.
I love it. Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. Anything else y'all want to do before you take a siesta, a rest?
Read my letter.
Okay. You open Ivy's letter, and as you do, there are some pressed flowers that fall out into the water around you. It's not a long letter, but it's written in her hand very carefully. Hi, Yuiza. I didn't know if I should write first or if I should wait for you to contact me, but I miss you. I hope you're okay. Toby came by and was wondering where you all had went to and was concerned, but I know you're all right because you're all smart. And whatever comes your way, I know you can handle it, just like you kept everyone safe here. So, it kind of smudges a little bit at that point. But I just want to let you know that everything's fine here. Dad says hi. The tulips are blooming. They're really pretty. I wish you could see them. Please be safe. Love, Ivy.
My little gay heart. She is going to be smiling the entire time as she's reading that, and then read it again and again, and make sure to pick up the pressed flowers, dry them a little bit, put them in her journal along with the letter. And as she sits in the bath, she's gonna pick up her journal and start drafting a letter to Ivy, which I will write to you. And I can read it next session if need be.
Yeah, sure.
If people want to know.
Yeah, you can let us know what that letter says next session. Sometimes you gotta take some time to write that. On that note, we have about 10 minutes left. So I say let's go ahead and call it there tonight. Thank you to all our patrons and Twitch subscribers for your continued support. This show was made possible by listeners like you. Fisscourth was played by Abby. Arat was played by Zachary Vaudo. Yuiza was played by Alessa Vamp. Sulong was played by RJ. And your GM this evening was Sara Roberts. Luck and Chaos is recorded live on Thursday nights. If you'd like to join us for a live recording, check out hypegoblin.com/events for the full live schedule. Links to cast social media, Third-party supplements used in the game, affiliate links, and the show's Patreon are available in the episode description. A Twist of Fate, Luck and Chaos theme by Sneakernet is available now on Bandcamp. Don't forget to like and review this episode on your platform of choice, and we'll see you all in the next one.